If Jesus were here today, he would be a clinic escort, distracting women from the hatred of the protesters, or an abortion doula, holding women's hands and offering support and love as they end their pregnancies. And I expect he would have a stern word for self-righteous legislators who use abortion as a political issue rather than showing compassion for the people seeking abortions. Today, on this Rose Sunday, I wanted to share some of the stories we have collected because these are the sacred stories of women's lives. If Jesus were giving his sermon today, he might also have said, "Blessed are those who end pregnancies, for they will be known for their loving kindness." I have been pregnant 4 times. I have had 2 abortions, and I have 2 amazing children. Each of my reproductive decisions, to have children and not to have children, were sacred decisions because they reflect the moral responsibility of reproductive power that is part of our inheritance as human creatures. Each of you has a reproductive story. And given that 1/4 of American women will have an abortion by the age of 45, I imagine some of your reproductive journeys also include abortion. Blessed are those who end pregnancies, for they will be known for their loving kindness. Reimagining our theological understanding of abortion is essential to addressing the violence that is being done to people across the country in the name of Christianity. In the face of the rampant reproductive injustice in our society, what does God require of us? Amen.
Never mentioned abortion, but he did talk about poverty. Remember when the rich man asked what to do to inherit eternal life? After loving God and neighbor, Jesus urged him to sell all he had and give it to the poor. When Jesus condemned the scribes and Pharisees for hypocrisy, it was because they were using their positions to make things easy on themselves and hard on everyone else. And when Zacchaeus, a wealthy tax collector, announced that he would repay anyone he'd cheated 4 times the amount and give half of his possessions to the poor, Jesus declared that that day salvation had come to him. So how do we set our course in the direction Jesus called for? The direction that leads to salvation. How do we ensure that women and families have the health care, the contraceptive resources, the child care, the housing, the decent jobs, the equitable pay, the equal protection, the access to transportation, the good schools?